The mayor, those ones.
All right, 7:30, it's called meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
Flag of the United States.
Okay, we have a roll call of those in attendance this evening, please.
Okay, those in attendance and physically in the room would be trustee Thorne.
Here.
Trustee Diatley.
Here.
Trustee Harney.
Here.
Trustee Bo
Here.
and trustee McGuire.
Here.
Trustee Thomas is absent this evening and has requested the ability to attend remotely via Zoom. He needs the approval of those in attendance. We do have a quorum. We can make that approval.
I
Someone
move
would
to
like
accept
make-
trustee Thomas by electronic means.
Second.
Moved by Bo, seconded by Thorne to allow trustee Thomas to attend via Zoom this evening. Any other comments, questions, or discussion? Please remember that with someone attending via remote, all votes will be voice or roll call tonight, rather than just voice call. So on this one, roll call, please.
Trustee McGuire.
Aye.
Trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee Thorne.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
Trustee Bo.
Five affirmative votes, no negative votes. Mrs. Thomas, you are now in the meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of March 3rd, 2025. You have a motion to approve.
Go move Diatley. Second. Harney.
Moved by Diatley, seconded by Thorne. He was there quick. Any additions or deletions to the minutes?
Just the edits that I sent to clerk and deputy clerk earlier.
Okay, the edit was on the
Ancillary fees under
ancillary fees.
the financial report, or the financial director's report. We talked about the ancillary fees and it was a $3 fee for the,
$5 fee.
well, it was listed as $3 for the flash drive and it was supposed to be $5.
$5 on the minutes of three, so that note has been noted and corrected. Any other corrections in the minutes? If not, roll call please.
Trustee Thomas.
Yes.
Trustee McGuire.
Yes.
Trustee Harney.
Yes.
Trustee Diatley.
Yes.
Trustee Bo.
Yes.
Trustee Thorne.
Yes.
6 affirmative votes, no negative votes in the motion, so carries. Thank you all. The next item is the civility pledge. Mr. Thorne. Please the honors this evening.
In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understanding that we may each have different ideas for achieving that objective.
So, appreciate it.
President Pickett, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to move the presentation by Agatha, hope I said this right, Quota up to the present time.
A second.
Moved by Diatley, seconded by Bo to amend the agenda and move the 8 o'clock presentation up to the present time. Got you taking the Is there any comments, questions, or discussion on the?
Are you ready or would you like a minute? Sorry.
It's up to you.
Okay, let's do it.
Wait a second.
Seconded.
Not Bo on that. Yeah, Bo second. Yeah, we made it. No further comments, questions, or discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustee McGuire.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee Thorne.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
Trustee Bo.
Aye.
Okay, 6 affirmative votes, no negative votes. We will now have the presentation from Agatha regarding 1001 West Main. Agatha, floor is yours.
Because I know we heard that it's a lot of question what's going on about our building. So I would like to everybody know it's very complicated project. We didn't expect it. It's gonna take so long. The most complicated it was the idea to put the third floor. We didn't expect it's gonna go so long because all the structural process involving lots of people. And except our architect, we have to hire the structural engineer. The people has a family and they have their own problem, so it's making like a chain. Someone can make on a meeting, so the architect is moving the date, so it's keep on going and going. We almost on the end. And we will find out soon if we're gonna finally go with the third floor. Or do we gonna let it go? We didn't expect it's gonna be huge investment and lots of changes. It was like, I'm not the expert and I didn't knew it's gonna take so long. To be honest, it was my idea and I regret it right now. But it is what it is. So we're waiting for the final calculation from the structural engineers. And then we're gonna make our decision, and then the architect can finish the project, the plans, and then we can submit to the village, because we did not submit any plans right now, because we keep some things showing up, one thing, showing another thing, so it's never ending story for that. But believe me, we wanna finish. And we're gonna do it the best what we can. So, sorry, I was hoping we can open very quick, but it's gonna, we need few more, I think, weeks to finish the plans. And then we're gonna submit to the village. Any question?
Thank you.
You've been able to resolve your parking issues?
Not yet. First, we wanna, I'm focused on finishing the project. And when we submit the plans to the village, then I'm gonna start looking for the possibility to rent the property for the parking. Either we're gonna buy some land or we're gonna rent it. We will. But to be honest, we are focused on finishing the plans and see what's going on inside.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Okay, and returning back to the published agenda, the president's report. I have nothing this evening. Clerk's report.
No report.
No report. Joe, planning and zoning, Mrs. Detmer.
As many of you already know, the public hearing has been continued to next Monday night because we ended up without one of our commissioners at last Monday night's meeting. The proponent is in the process of amending their application to remove one of their variance requests. And I'm waiting on the final information on that before sending out the packets to the commissioners for next Monday night's meeting, which will resume at 5:30. That is it. Thank you very much.
Ms. Detmer. Okay, moving on to the attorney's report. Attorney's not with us this evening. We move on
The meeting dates.
Oh, the meeting dates, that's right. Under P and Z, the P and Z has a resolution or an established date that they will meet for the year 2025. Knowledge and information. We need a motion to approve this by resolution number 564.
So moved.
Moved by McGuire, seconded by Harney. Any comments, questions, or discussion? There being none, roll call please.
Trustee Bo,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Thorne.
Hi,
6 affirmative votes, no negative votes, the motion so carries. Thank you all. Okay, now that takes us down to the engineer's report. Mr. Steele, you're with us via Zoom this evening.
Yep, here tonight, in packet is you'll see engineering construction agreement for that thoroughbred culvert replacement. Looking for approval on that. See if you have any questions, just let me know.
We have a motion to so approve the construction guidance agreement with the Village of Sleepy Hollow and Hines and Engineer.
so move.
Second.
Moved by Thorne, seconded by McGuire to approve the final and construction guide agreement between the Village of Sleepy Hollow and Hines Engineering regarding the replacement of thoroughbred lane culverts. Any comments, questions, or discussion on the agreement? Being none, roll call please.
Trustee Thorne,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Bo.
Aye.
6 affirmative votes, no negative votes, motion so carries. That's all. Anything else, Jeff?
Also, over the next coming weeks, I'm going to be talking with Kyle and also Ed in order to finalize a street program, at least as far as what streets we're planning on doing and the amount we're planning on doing. So if anyone has any suggestions or areas that you've seen, just let me know, shoot me an email or give me a call, and I can see if we can do it or not.
Must be that time of year. Okay, anything else, Jeff? Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Director of Finance, Mr. Van.
Request a motion for the approval of the accounts payable in the amount of $149,014.69.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Thorne, seconded by Harney. Pick it up there, man. Motion to approve the accounts payable for March 17th, 2025, in the amount of $149,014.69. Any additions, deletions, comments, or questions regarding the warrants? There being none, roll call please.
Trustee Bo,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Thorne.
Aye.
6 affirmative votes, no negative votes, motion so carries.
So you probably noticed that the water bill was pretty high. It was about 50,000 higher than it normally is. It was because of the 80,000 gallons of water we lost with the water main break. So then I got the reports out to you guys. Today I've been waiting on Comcast. They send us a heads up of what they're going to be paying us every quarter. Well, I got that and I've been waiting for the check that was supposed to come like in the second week of February and it never came. So I tracked that down and it's lost in the mail somewhere because it was sent on the 4th of February. So they're supposed to be sending us another check. I'm finishing up on the personnel manual and I'm hoping to get that out to you guys by the end of the week for review. Looking at the reports for the month of February, we're actually in a really good financial position. Basically, the general fund has over $500,000 in surplus. So we've been able to we've got like 93% of our income and only 70% of our expenses. So we're doing really well. In the water fund, we've got like an $80,000 surplus, and the sewer fund, we're breaking even. What else? Also, I need a vote on to correct 2 items on the budget that we passed last time. What had happened is that when I was inputting the numbers into the budget planning program to transfer over to the general ledger, I noticed that I had put the part-time salary also for the full-time salary. So the part-time salary was basically $2,100 and the full-time salary should have been $12,334. And because of that change, one of the fields is auto-calculated, and that is for the deferred compensation. So it should have read as 1609. So I just need to make those 2 corrections to the budget.
I'll move.
Second.
Moved by McGuire, seconded by Bo to approve the adjustments to the budget due to the transcription of a couple of these numbers. Any other comments, questions, or discussion? No? This was the sewer fund. This was not the general fund. That was we're talking about. So there was no change in the general fund at all. So, yeah, and we all knew the sewer fund was in the
Tight.
tank.
Yeah, it's tight to begin with, and this made it a little bit worse, but we're still with, having the DE and I fund, pay for the forward payments, we're still in the black, cash wise. Because the other major component is depreciation, which is a non-cash item.
Okay, that explanation, roll call please.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Harney,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thorne,
Aye.
trustee Bo.
Aye.
6 affirmative votes, no negative votes, so carries, thank you all.
And the last item I had is that our treasurers group, we have an informal treasurers group of people from King County and DeKalb County. We're gonna be meeting, I'm hosting, and I'll be hosting at Jimmy's Char House on Thursday. So this is the third time that I'll be hosting. So, that's all.
Thank you. Okay, questions for Eugene, move on, comments from the public. Don, is there a list back there for you, please? Christine Fuqua and Lindsay Combs.
Yes, hi. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, my name's Christine Fuqua. I moved here in March of 2011, but my husband and his family have moved here in 1988. So been in the village for a long time. And in that time, I've met Lindsay. I'm gonna let her talk because I could just ramble on forever.
Yes, I'm Lindsay Combs, and Christine and I are here today to bring about the idea of potentially having a farmer's market down at what we would hope to be the Sabatino Park. We're very new to the whole idea of this, but we really believe that maybe this could be an opportunity for our community to have more people come into the community, bring the community together. This is a very new idea for us. I've lived in Sleepy Hollow for the last 3 years. Maybe you've passed my home. I'm on Willow Lane. There's either a bunch of kids playing outside with a bunch of balls, or if you passed it earlier this year, I had a cute little farm stand up where I invited the community to drop off and or trade things that maybe they were growing, and just to provide the community with a sense of, I don't know, togetherness. Honestly, I didn't know what I was doing, and just put it out there, and everyone seemed to like it. Okay. So I have only lived here for the last 3 years, but I did grow up here from the time I was born until I was 18. I lived over in Deer Lane. Now I'm over in Willow. I was a lifeguard at Sleepy Hollow for a long time in the early 2000s. So this town is super nostalgic to me, and I really enjoy raising my kids here, as I know a lot of us parents do. I'm a graduate of Dundee Crown High School. I see Kyle Killinger. Jenny and I went to high school. I grew up right next to the Killingers. So it's kind of really sweet for me to bring about this thought process to our community. I currently am at home making sourdough bread that has been and become very popular for people to want to have. And so this is an opportunity for me to see that there are other businesses within Sleepy Hollow or nearby Sleepy Hollow that might want to create a group we would think Sabatino Park, but quite frankly, we're very inexperienced in this. So we appreciate everything that you guys are doing and would love input from everybody. And we've already met with Jenny and Courtney and a couple other people just to get their general opinions about maybe how this should move forward. And I guess we plan on April 7th.
Yes,
to
so
bring
I have a proposal for the board to look at. I just got my dates wrong, so you guys don't have it today. But I've done a lot of research with the health department and insurances that we need to carry. And so then we are going to also propose to the service club so that they can be the entity that is above this project. And then from that, any funds that we will have insurance costs that will exceed anything that I'm willing to put out myself or that either of us are.
Exactly.
So we do have like a payment fee or a fee schedule for like Sleepy Hollow residents and then outside Sleepy Hollow residents. We just need vendors and people to come and shop once hopefully it's approved by the board and by, I keep looking at John, sorry, by Sleepy Hollow Service Club. And so, yeah, we just wanted to kind of bring it to everyone. If you don't know about it, through Facebook, we can at least let you guys know here and get that in your minds and hopefully you guys will approve it.
Yeah, and
So-
we're moms of young kids, so we understand how important that park at Sabatino is
Absolutely.
for parents who are going and, I don't know, being a part of the community, that those kids have that place. We are there on July 4th and we see that all the time, how important that is. And I don't know, we think there's an opportunity and we're just here to kind of give you that information and maybe continue to propose that and see if that's something that the village I want to do. And then we're here to kind of spearhead that with the help of anyone who's willing to throw in their help.
Yeah.
So,
So if anyone out here wants to help, let us know.
yeah. So, any questions or anything or? No? Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Vernon.
Good evening. About 3 weeks ago, I forwarded information to all members of the board regarding 1601 Main, looking at the original proposal, having walked through the zoning code, building code, fire codes, and outlining where the deficiencies was very obvious. We're going to have the meeting, the continuation of the hearing next Monday. I expect at that time, there will be a recommendation from the commission, whether it's for or against, I'm not gonna say, because I don't know either. I'd rather hope that it's in the negative, given the number of shortcomings in this proposal. You submitted some revised documents, a couple of documents in there, and I had the opportunity to look them over. And I was able to put together an overlay, which I will also make available to the board members. It's scalable, it's not precise, but it will give you a better picture of how this is actually going to drop on that property, and especially relative to the adjacent residential areas. Now, one of the things we want to see here is we've got a standard in the Code of Ordinances. For the most part, it's quite specific in what and how much latitude we have to give a petitioner for special use. Now, and again, referring to the state municipal code, says any proposed variation for special use which fails to receive approval of the hearing officer shall not be passed except by a favorable vote of 2/3 of all alderpersons or trustees of the municipality. These all show up to the vote. Now, in the last time this came through, there was motion to reconsider. A perfectly legitimate action, except Robert's Rules of Order, which is part of our code, says it can be made only on the day the vote to be reconsidered was taken, or on the next succeeding day. Now, there's obviously the exception of you're not going to meet the next day. You continue the item to the next meeting, but it needs to happen when the same meeting that the vote happens. Once the vote is done, the meeting's adjourned. If that hasn't happened, it's a moot point. You're back to square one. If you want to make that change.
2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. I'm just about wrapped. I wanted to keep it short tonight. Again, please be informed when you're making your vote. look at what the code says. If you go back into what I submitted to you all, go by the numbers, you'll see the shortcomings become very obvious. Whether we're talking the setbacks, floor area ratio, landscape ratio, because he has to have so much pavement going on here. And fire access, you still can't get around the buildings. Keep it in mind.
Thank you, sir. Deborah Vernon.
Hello, my name is Debbie Vernon, and my husband Pete and I have lived at 821 Locust Drive, Sleepy Hollow for the last 22 years as residents and homeowners. We both bring professional governmental experience in finance, building, zoning, development, and building official careers. We have attended and made comments at every board and plan commission meeting since February 3rd this year of 2025, and we're not going anywhere. We will continue to engage with the board to do the right thing for Sleepy Hollow and its residents. I will be first reading the petition, Say No to Storage Facility, and would like this recorded in the minutes of tonight's board meeting. There are 403 verified resident signatures as of today, March 17th, and the petition just started January 31st, 2025. The petition reads, the undersigned residents of the Village of Sleepy Hollow wish to express to the Board of Trustees and the Board President in the strongest possible terms our displeasure with the prospect of another special use permit and zoning variance being granted to allow a storage facility to be erected on the site of 1601 West Main Street. In our opinion, that such a use is first not keeping with the character of our community. It further seems doubtful such an enterprise would be sustainable, given that there are at least 10 other storage facilities with hundreds of units available located within a 5-mile radius of this location. And then there's the Route 72 IDOT access issues. Additionally, there are concerns regarding the ability of the site to be compliant with the access road requirements for emergency vehicles specified in Chapter 5 of the adopted fire code. The undersigned residents fervently request the board to vote against this special use. I sent an email to the board earlier today around 5 p.m. that just included an attachment of the petition page that looks like this. You all have one. Some important things that I thought to mention. The petition signatures from Sleepy Hollow residents are all over the village. Starting this petition January 31st, 2025, and today we have the 403 resident signatures. With approximately 1,100 households in Sleepy Hollow, the percentage equals 36%. And talking to many residents, they don't want this facility in their community. The use is not keeping with the character of our community. The zoning rules in the B2 commercial lot, it was set up to specifically protect the residential homes on Laurel Court and Rainbow Drive. These are our neighbors, all of our neighbors, and as to the board, they're your constituents as well. These are the people that I care about. I don't live on Laurel Court. I care about people in my community. In the finding of fact items in the special use application, it says the special use will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, and will not substantially diminish and impair property values within the neighborhood. Mr. James said in his application, the self-storage facility will not have a negative impact on the neighboring properties. It will provide landscaping, including a water fountain, and that as matures, it will provide a park-like setting and a natural barrier. I don't think that's true. Would the village board want a 3-story building, 35-foot tall, right next to your deck and your landscape backyard? No, you would not. A little water feature in a park-like setting and natural barrier. See all the old mature trees that have been cut down and butchered because this project was not properly managed? Would you, the village board, want this in your backyard to relax and enjoy the nature, birds, animals in Sleepy Hollow? No, you would not. These homes and neighbors are Sleepy Hollow residents that need to be protected and taken care of. Sleepy Hollow, please do the right thing for our neighbors and community. If you need to make the right decision, even if you feel somewhat uncomfortable, and look your neighbors in the eyes and say, yes, I, as a board member, I will deny this special use for the self-storage facility in total with no variances. Thank you, Village Board. I hope you have compassion in your decisions to do the right thing for Sleepy Hollow today and in the future. This isn't politics. It is compassion and care for others, which is the right thing to do. The developer, Mr. James, will find another area in a rural commercial area on a larger property, not in Sleepy Hollow, West Dundee, East Dundee. He can return to Wakanda and build more storage units. The board will have a legacy of doing the right thing for the residents. I personally think that's a better ending to the story of Sleepy Hollow and our unique committee together. I think my fellow Sleepy Hollow neighbors and voters do as well. Thank you for listening to my heartfelt comments.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the trustee reports, roads and parks. Mr. Harney.
So we don't have to repeat ourselves, I'm gonna defer to trustee Thomas, who is on the actual pool committee. But the park district pool that's in Sleepy Hollow, I think she has some comments. So other than that, nothing new to report.
All right, thank you, Ed. Ms. Thomas, you gonna make the comments now, or are you going to?
Oh, wait, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, finance, Mr. Thorne.
No report, Mr. President.
Mark, water and sewer, and Mr. Powell.
As alluded to in Eugene's report, there was a water main break on K Court. This occurred on Tuesday, March 11th. Kyle notified me. I was able to get onto Facebook and make posts on as many of the Sleepy Hollow pages as I could. And I know Eugene had a post up on the Sleepy Hollow website. It just affected the people specifically on K. They had a boil order notice for 48 hours, and the only delay they had was just waiting for the utility guys coming out so they could just clean it up. And as soon as they were there, it was done up and the water was back on by 6 o'clock that evening. So Kyle did well, and so did the guys. And we are discussing how we can start replacing some of those water mains that keep bursting, but we're also waiting for stuff to the interest to lower. So,
Okay.
all right.
One other thing, we're gonna tie in with their report,
All right.
what happened that night, and that's the public announcement. So, anything else on water and sewer?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Police and public service, Steve. And I think the chief caught reference what I was referring to.
I just have one thing. I was contacted by Mona Hour and had a question for the village, and I just thought I'd bring it to everybody and see what you thought. She had asked, since Chief Montalbano has passed and he did a lot of service to the village, is there any interest in the village of naming something after him or in memorial to him? I told her all I would do is put it out there. I've never done it before. I don't know anything about it, but something to think about. No action required right now. Just something to think about, and we can look at different ideas.
Hold on.
Somebody's not
Okay,
muted.
somebody wasn't muted.
So just something to think about, and if there's any ideas or questions, and we'll kind of kick it around and see where we come up with, if anything. So just something to think about. Chief, you have anything you need to add?
Just in reference to what the President Pickett had brought up, we are currently out for request for proposal for a mass notification system. It went out last week. We meet Wednesday with the executive committee. We'll discuss it. I'm the chair of the executive committee, so we'll discuss it at that meeting. We won't have all the proposals back yet, but the plan is to have one mass notification system through Flycom, which our dispatch center is, for all of the villages to be able to utilize. I talked to Kyle about it. We've discussed, who has access to push information out. And it'll be a great resource, once we get it in place, to be able to push information out to the residents about storm awareness, water main breaks, if we've got road closures. If we've got a burglary in there, and we want people to kind of just stay in their houses and let us do our jobs, stuff like that. So we're looking forward to getting this off. We've been talking about it now for actually 2 years. So we're definitely in the point of being approved. So,
Just glued in right into, you're notifying the residents of a water main break.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible, and this is an item that Quadcom has been, it's been a couple of years in the conversations. And they went out for bid this past year, week or month. Yes, it's been
about 3 weeks
3 weeks.
in total, yep.
I mean, it wouldn't have been fair if I got to go out on that cold morning a couple months ago notifying everybody. I had to go through that first before we got to the texting.
Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind, it will be signed, so you'll have to sign up for it, kind of like what Eugene has with the email now. I would hope that everybody will sign up for it, but you'll be able to decide how you want to be notified, whether it's phone, email, things like that. So we'll get information, and once the system's up and approved, I think that I'll plan a town hall so we can bring people out, answer questions, and get all the information out to the.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but she led into it. With
That's
an
okay.
opportunity, give everybody a heads up on it. All right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Steve. Public buildings and environment, McGuire.
Yeah, I just want to report tonight, the beaver dam that was blocking Jelky Creek is cleared up. We had Kyle go out there. It was a toss up whether it was on Dundee Township open spaces or if it was on our property. I gave a call over to Dundee Township. They sent somebody out there, volunteered to break it up. So within it, I would say 36 hours, beavers are still alive and living there, but there's a lot of damage back there. But Dundee Township sent their public works out there, cleaned out the beaver dam. We had a gush of water come through. They waited to make sure there was no flooding on neighbor's property. They'll be out there in 2 weeks to check it again and make sure that they're not rebuilding. That's it.
Well, thank you, Jane. Building and zoning enforcement. Ms. Thomas.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to give the audience and the board an update. There is going to be a meeting between the Pool Aquatics Committee and the Park District Board on Wednesday evening in regards to what's going on with the pools, I will say. They're going to have someone speak from Huntley Township, town that they recently passed an $18.5 million referendum, which included pools and many other things. They are having someone come and speak so that they can help the Park District and the Pool Aquatics Committee to potentially get a referendum for Dundee Township. This is a good thing since we as Sleepy Hollow Village does not have the money to rebuild this pool. Our pool is still in consideration along with the Randall Oaks enclosed pool. So I just wanted everyone to know that nothing has stopped. We're still moving forward. So we are having someone come out to speak with us, as well as in the couple weeks down the road, then we will also have information about what the cost would be to maintain both of these pools in the future, staffing and maintenance, which was not included in these costs and hasn't been included in any costs that have been presented previously. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Ed Harney. I've been involved in keeping Ed apprised of everything. The Park District would like to come out and speak as they did that one September when they first were talking about shutting down the pool, which they ended up doing. They would like to come out and speak. I asked them to reach out to you, Steve, before the end of, your term or whomever wins the election, because it has to go between the president of the Park District and you, Steve, or the new president. So they will be reaching out to maybe schedule something again. just to give everyone an update more entailed than what I'm letting people know, but that's all I just want to keep everybody apprised on the board and the audience that keeps attending and asking questions.
Okay, fair enough, Kelly, thank you. All right, that's it for the trustees reports. Old business, anything to come before the board under old business? Old business this evening? We move to new business. Anyone in new business this
Move to
evening?
adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
We have Thorne is second.
Mhm.
Let's go with McGuire.
Aye.
Thomas. Trustee Thomas.
Yes.
Okay, trustee Harney.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
Trustee Thorne.
Aye.
Trustee Bo.
Hi.
6 firm votes, no negative votes, we are adjourned. Everyone
Happy
else?
St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Right.
What's that? Oh, well, with the referendum, it was.
My birthday.